Everybody, my name's Ed. Okay, so we're going to do another quick comic book review. This is going to be a mini series from 1999, Doctor Strange: Flight of the Bones, from the Marvel Knights imprint. Okay, so I've got issue 1, 2, 3, and 4 here. Okay, so it's written by Dan Jolly, with pencils in issues 1 and 2 by Tony Harris and inks by Ray Snyder. And issue 3 and 4, the pencils are by Paul Chadwick with inks by Jimmy Palmiotti. And the covers for 1, 2, and 3 are by Tony Harris. And then the cover for issue 4 is by J.G. Jones. For a little bit of background here, so the Marvel Knights imprint was Marvel farming out a number of their titles to Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti Studios. They were formerly of Event Comics, and this deal was similar to the Heroes Reborn deal a few years earlier, where Marvel commissioned some of their major titles to former superstar artists Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, etc., who were then working at Image, that was like really like blowing up at the time. However, unlike Heroes Reborn, this time the title stayed in the normal continuity. Okay, so the plot here is a man who seems to have no skin is committing bank robberies and other petty crimes. Dr. Strange investigates, but somehow he's having a problem detecting the origin of the threat. Meanwhile, an old acquaintance of his named Topaz, in an attempt to meet new people, becomes manipulated by a supernatural cult leader that seems to be behind a curse that's infecting the public. So Strange gets involved, but then we find out maybe even greater menace might be, lurking there behind. Okay, so the first issues have some dark and moody art from Tony Harris. It's heavily rendered and detailed, and it's largely photo reference, but it still feels kind of organic. In issue 3, like I said, Paul Chadwick takes over the penciling. He does a good job of continuing the kind of visual style and mood without completely copying Harris. Chadwick's line work is cleaner and his layouts are simpler. Excuse me, but the art switch, it doesn't seem too jarring. I'd say there's pretty much a certain amount of consistency in a tone. So just to kind of look at some of it, hey, 8 ad for Blade. All right. So here, this is some of the Tony Harris art. Okay. Like I said, it's pretty dark, pretty moody, really detailed. And like I said, a lot of it looks like it's photo referenced, right? Okay, here's Topaz. Get a little bit of a background. Weird crap's going on. People are acting strange. Okay. All right, and here I want to show you some of the Paul Chadwick art. So yeah. You see here, it's a little bit more simplified, not completely though. Still kind of dark, still kind of moody. All right, the story's pretty well paced, just 4 issues, and it moves along quite nicely. It seems like a possible setup for ongoing, I don't know. But I think it didn't quite take off. That's what I'm imagining. Because Daredevil kept going at the same time. Yeah, they were Marvel Knights. You had Daredevil, you had Black Panther, there was a Marvel Knights Wolverine. They did a few Spider-Man things under the Marvel Knights imprint. But it seemed like the Doctor Strange. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it just got the same sort of recognition from the fans or whatever. Okay, and I don't want to give too much away. So let's see. So it was a fun read. Like I said, some intriguing setups, nice follow through, very interesting art for the most part. Like I said, I thought it was okay, but it just didn't quite catch on with the fans and everything. All right, so then that's it. I got to thank you very much for your time. I do appreciate it. You guys have a great day. All right, this is how we stop.